Welcome back to Weekend Out. My name is Gaurav. Naam to suna hoga. It's time for us to eat right now, and like you can see, I'm at Souk Al Bahar, and the reason why I'm here is that this place has a brand new restaurant. Now, I don't know if I can call this a restaurant. This is actually a oyster and seafood lounge. It's called Entourage. Now, this is a very small place, but it's caught my fancy. The Entourage Oyster Lounge lies in the heart of the exquisite and elegant Souk Al Bahar.
The Entourage is a modern European cuisine. And, as you know, the world is getting a little smaller at the moment, and fusion cooking is becoming more classic. So we've got some Mexican style fused with Japanese and mostly a raw bar.
It offers a fusion of romantic oysters with healthy modern European cuisine, reflecting the style of people who appreciate trendy island-style lounging. The interior is a blend of contemporary and coarse Louisiana style.
This is a really lovely place, and it's really cozy. I love the music, and I think everyone can enjoy the place.
The food, they have really speciality in something, so it's really unique.
It's an amazing place. I like the music and the yummy food.
I love the seafood. They have really good food here, so you will really enjoy if you're a seafood lover.
So as I enter Entourage, I've got oysters on my mind. I was welcomed by the owner of Entourage, Rahul Kaul. Rahul, being a shy person, initially was reluctant to join me on camera. But then there's nothing that fresh oysters can't make you do. Finally, he gave in. There's nothing that's as satisfying as having a nice, chunky, fresh oyster. And these are nice, big oysters.
Yes.
I love them. Although I didn't have them in style like you did. I just like to have them raw like this. Just pick them up and put them in your mouth. They just slide so well. Oh my God, I love it. You know, there's another thing about having oysters. I see that you have Tabasco at your table. Do you like having your oysters with Tabasco?
I prefer it with Tabasco.
You know, the first time I had it with Tabasco was when I was in South Africa. I was in a place called Nice now. This is supposed to be the oyster capital of South Africa.
Yes.
We were at an oyster farm, and they gave me really big, nice, fresh oysters.
Yeah.
In fact, I opened the oyster as well. That's when I realized that you've got to actually break the vacuum first.
Yes.
And open the oyster. And they have it with the green Tabasco. I found it really weird when I did it for the first time, but oh my God. So we got to try it with Tabasco as well.
It tastes better with Tabasco. Yeah.
We're going to do one more. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I've taken another nice one. Okay. So I am going to skip the lemon because I'm going to add the Tabasco. I'm going to add a little bit of vinegar, which also, by the way, they don't do in South Africa. They just use the Tabasco and they're happy to go. Yeah. Okay, Rahul, are we ready for another one? Okay, let's go. Cheers. The taste, the tang that it gives you, that little bit of spice that it adds to your oyster, it's just amazing. Try it with different sorts of Tabascos and find the one that you like best. The red one is not bad either.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, you got to tell me a little bit of, your history. You're not a F&B background guy.
Yes.
Right? So what
Yes.
made you start this restaurant?
I have an events company called Deja Vu, and we've been doing a lot of events from last 3 years. So it's a PR company as well, where we have been doing PR of a lot of restaurants.
Right.
So I've sort of understood the industry quite well, and I wanted to do something of my own. So that's why, and I'm really passionate about seafood. So I thought of this concept and we started it.
So what we're doing today is that we're going to try some of their signature dishes. So we've tried the raw oyster the way it's supposed to be. They also have something called the gratinated oyster. Now I am very, very keen to try how that tastes. Have you tried it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah? Okay. So I must try it as well.
Gratinated oysters is basically a slow-cooked leek sauce that we heat up, put it inside the oyster, and put gratinated mixture on top of the slow-cooked leek sauce, and gratinate it under the salamander.
Okay, so now this is dish 2, oyster number 2 at our table. Now these are the gratinated oysters. Now these are something that a lot of people may not have had. A lot of people like to have them just raw, but these are more French in their nature. So what happens actually is these oysters are taken and then they're here in their preparation. There's a slow cooked leek sauce here. They've got a little bit of thyme that's been thrown in. They've also got some breadcrumbs, and then there's a layer of parmesan that goes into the salamander, and of course this is gratinated. So this looks very cool. This looks very cheesy and creamy, and my mouth is already watering. So we're gonna try this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Let's try this. It's going to be different, for sure. Yeah. And this is something you can't slip into your mouth directly. You'll have to work your way around it so that you can eat it. Yeah, okay, baby, here you go. It's complete new experience to the way I've ever had oysters. Yeah. Very different, of course. The cheese and the leek and the thyme are dominating flavors. You know, if you're one of those people who've had oysters and have not been able to enjoy the rawness of the meat, then probably going for this will be a better idea, because this will let you enjoy the oyster and it'll give you a more subdued taste as well. So very different way of having an oyster. You have to try it yourself to decide what you think of it. I think I'm going to have one more.
Me too.
So tell us about the experience one can expect when they walk into Entourage.
It's a cozy oyster and cocktail lounge. So it's fun to be here. We have the best oysters in town, and the concept is not just about oysters. We have a lot of other seafood dishes as well. So it goes from tuna tartar to salmon tartar to tuna carpaccio to a few other dishes in prawns and mussels and everything. So I think it's a complete seafood. If you really love seafood, it's the place where you should come for sure.
Fantastic. So we are going to try some other seafood as well, but you know, I hate to see these two little oysters in this plate lying down. So we have to do justice to them.
I'll just add some Tabasco to it.
Okay,
as well.
I'm going to add some Tabasco to it as well. And this looks absolutely appetizing and excellent. Like you can see, you know, I've got some very decent looking prawns. Now, if you take a look at this, this is a very simple dish here. This has been served with a very, very classic Mediterranean sauce. Now, this you can have with any other sort of seafood, and this is a very mild sort of sauce. And if you take a look at how it's made, look at this. This has got a tomato base in it, and it's got some veggies in it, right? So what they do while making the sauce is they use both. They use tomato puree and they use some fresh tomato as well. What he's having is a sea bass papillote. Now papillote is a very, very common French way of making fish. So they bake it in the oven, but they do it in papillote, which means paper. So again, very simple. It's supposed to be very flavorsome, and what the chef is very proud of is the sauce that they serve with this. So this is a lemon butter sauce, but they add butter at the very end, so the butter doesn't really break in it. So once he has a bite, I'm going to try that as well. But first, it's time to try my own prawns provençal. Oh, it's nice. So like you can see, it's a little gratinated on the top as well. Add a little bit of the sauce. Beautiful. Love the flavor of the prawns. Beautifully done. Great texture of the meat. And this sauce is just magic. Love the tomatoes, love the veggies. The bite of the zucchini. It's amazing. Love it. Rahul, how's your sea bass?
It's amazing. It's one of my favorites, and you need to try the sauce.
I'm going to try the
butter
sauce. Yeah, I'm going to try that. So we've had a great meal here, but I can tell you one thing for sure, this is not a place where you will have just a great meal. It has a lot more to offer, but to understand all this, you'll have to come by yourself and try out Entourage. I'll wish you all the very best with this project of yours. I hope it does really, really well.
Thanks, sir.
अब मुझे यहाँ से जाना पड़ेगा क्योंकि अगले हफ्ते फिर से आना पड़ेगा. I've got to find another place for you. Till then, बस एक ही बात याद रखिए, no सवाल, no doubt, सबका solution, weekend out.
It's a K Company production.